Hey guys, just want to quickly talk to you about a new device that I bought, which has been a bit of a surprise really. I got it as a bit of a gimmick, to be honest with you. It's turned out to be actually quite a useful thing, so I thought I would share that with you. It's a new Lifx Bulb. It's one of these. I think it's actually the black one that's in here. They are great. They really are good. Yeah, but I bought it as a bit of a laugh, bit of a joke, and I've ended up buying more of them because they were on some sort of special deal. I don't know, I'd never seen them so cheap. So they were about £35, which is a lot of money for a light bulb, I know, but they are very useful around the house. So anyway, so if I just lift this off, you will see inside we have the Lifx Bulb, which is pretty much, that is it there. Now, there's not a lot to it. It's quite heavy and it's quite big, so it really has to go into something with a decent shade, or maybe something completely covered if you can get it in. But once it's in there, it's brilliant because it's, you know, they do really good colours and all sorts of fancy tricks, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with them. But what I found was, for me, was as well as the colours, which are a bit of a laugh, the whites, having choice of whites makes a huge difference. It's really, I can't believe how useful that is, because you can have it in quite an orangey, an orangey setting, so it looks like an incandescent light, like an old traditional 100-watt bulb. It's pretty bright, even at that setting. But if you need to be able to see, if you need to be able to have a look at something, or for whatever reason, you can change the whiteness, and I think is it 35K is the, or 3500K, whatever it is. There's a particular setting where it's super bright and you can see everything. It's really good. It lets you see about your house. The brightness is when it's on that setting. If I can try and think, an incandescent bulb, it's probably 150 watt. I mean, it's equivalent to that sort of size of bulb. 150 watts probably what it's closest to. I mean, I've got this. This is just to show you here. I've got the other one set up above here, which is probably bouncing off my shiny head, and that's set up really quite bright just now to try and brighten up the. When you plug them in, it gives you 1,000 lumens, around about 1,000 lumens, which is bright for a bulb. I've not come across another LED bulb that's cheap that gives you 1,000 lumens. I mean, that is a bright bulb. So to get that sort of brightness anyway, and the sort of efficiency, I think these run off 17 watts as their usage at full power. So if you're trying to achieve that with the compact fluorescent, you know, the energy saving bulbs, you're probably looking at probably need to burn about a 30 watt bulb to get the same brightness as this. That's how bright it is. It's really bright. It's a nice crisp clear light, but you've also got the option of dimming and changing the actual look of the thing. So you can you can have that harsh white light and be looking for stuff, or maybe if you're working in an office space or whatever, and then you can change the whole mood of the thing just by the wee flick of your app. Just going in and changing the white to take the edge off the whiteness, and it works really well. And also you just dim it down a wee bit. I found for the dining room I have it about 65% brightness and quite an orangey light. So I mean that's how bright it is. It's almost at half brightness to get me a comfortable sort of light that I can sit in. So the colours, when you go to colours, they're phenomenal. It really is. It's like your room's been painted when you change the colours. I don't know whether to show you this. I can show you on camera, but you can't appreciate the actual depth of colours and the brightness of these things from a camera. You just don't get it at all. It's hard to convey that on the camera. Now, what else have I been using these for? The app. When I first got it, the app was updated. It got updated, and it's way better now. It's got like timers and things. So basically, I have these switching themselves off around about 11:30 at night to midnight. So, I mean, you might be like, "Ah, just switch your lights off when you go to your bed." Yeah, it's not really for that. It's more to remind me to go to bed. So it's like, you know, I'm working away, lose track of time. Next minute, holy, it's dark in here, you know, and then I realise, right, okay, it's nearly midnight. Time to wrap up and get to bed. So it's useful for me for that, and it reminds me, like, get out of here. And also you can do like all sorts of things. You can connect these into your, you know, they can come on at sunrise with the sun, you know, so as it gets, or sorry, they can come on when you get up and go off at sunrise. That might be more useful. And put them off at sunrise. You can connect these into the Nest system, so that if the Nest detects that you're out, it will start putting your lights on and off in your house to basically let people know that you're in, sort of. So just to make it look like there's somebody in the house, but it's useful for that. Also, they go into the Nest smoke detectors as well, and they'll flash red or whatever if the alarm goes off. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do with them, and you know, and I use that if app, which can put these on under certain conditions, or if you're within certain distance for your house, and there's a multitude of things you can do with them. What I would say though is when you first plug these things in, they take forever to update. I mean, it must be about 20 minutes or something. It's ridiculous. But once they've updated, they're pretty good. They're quite good, and they'll remember their settings, what the last were set at. They'll remember that. So you have you know, every time you switch your light on, you don't need to adjust it. It's set up the way you want it. So it'll remember that. They've got a fantastic sort of party mode thing. You can just switch that on in the app, and they'll go to the music. It sort of works. It's quite good because it'll, you know, you can control all your lights in a winner. And if nobody knows about these bulbs being in, it's a bit like, what is going on? So it could be a bit of a laugh. But yeah, I would actually highly recommend them. The colour thing is gimmicky for me. The white thing is very useful. That is the key for me. I like to have a nice white light when I'm working, and you know, a nice warm ambient light at night, you know. The only problem, apart from price, is that if it's on an overhead light, this one in this room is, you tend to switch them off. You tend to switch them off from the wall. So if it's in a lamp, you can control it a bit better. You can set it all up for automation, but an overhead light you can't really do that, especially if you've got a family or what. It's on and off. So what happens is when you switch it off, you've got no control of your light, obviously, because it's not powered anymore. So the lights have to be left on. The switch has to be left on, and you can control your bulb from the app. And it's great that they don't need any additional stuff. You just basically plug that into the light socket, and that's it. It's ready to go. it's fantastic. I'm going to try and show you guys some of this. The problem I've got is, I'll try and get it across to you. The problem I've got is I am recording this on my phone, and maps on my phone, so that could be a bit of difficulty, but I'll work something out just to let you see this in action, and try and convey some of the brightnesses and stuff, but you can't really get that on a camera because it'll bring its exposure down and stuff to adjust for the brighter lights, which defeats the purpose of trying to show you a bright light. Anyway, these were £35 each. A lot of money for a light bulb, but what I would say to you is it's worth trying one. It really is worth trying one. Give one a try and you will be like, that's not a lot of money for a light bulb. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try and show you a wee bit of this. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try and show you a wee bit of this bulb in action. As you can see my various bulbs. Now, this is a dining room bulb, so I've put it in that in the lamp. So you should be able to see that when I press that, it comes on. Now this is, if we go into the settings for the bulb, don't know how well you can see that, but you can go to the whites. Now it's set up for a very orangey white, so basically you can go around this wheel and change the whites to whatever suits. Let's say 6500, okay, is it 3.5K, is that where it's actually set up? That's only 65%, so I'll boost that right up. And that's 100%. I don't know how well you can see that because it's try to do two things at once here. So basically you can choose whatever colour of white. You can see the whites are changing a bit there. Right down, that's as orange as it gets, and right all the way till as white as it gets there, which is almost like blue. It's that white. It's very, very cold light actually. But as well as that, you know, I've got this set up 100%. Let's just flick it between the two there. This is sort of living room feel, that's nice and warm. What you can do is you can go to the colours and you can you take the brightness down a wee bit. So if we go down to about 65%, and then just choose a colour, and you start to see that, you know, it goes through these colours like it's amazing. And the sort of duller you take it down to, I'm about 40% now. It's pretty vibrant green, that. From where I'm standing, it's really hard for you to see that. Again, a really vibrant blue, a mega red, and you can just flick through all these colours. It's really pretty good actually. So anyway, let's get this back onto a white. See what we're doing. You've also got themes here that you can choose. I don't really like the themes, to be honest. I don't see the point in them. The effects are pretty good. You can do things like, this one's a favourite, is the bottom one there, is the strobe. It gives you a warning, but when you press it, it gives a nice strobe effect. And if you've got a few of the bulbs in, wow, it's got quite an effect, because you can do all the bulbs at the one time. There's all sorts of things, music visualizer, spooky, and you know, you get it to flicker and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, apart from that is quite gimmicky. But yeah, there's good control of the bulb. In the app as well, you can control all your lights and stuff, so you can put them all on and off at the same time. You can go, and also it's got the schedules as well, which are good. So I've got it turning the lamp on around about sunset time, and turning them off in the morning, just in case we forget to switch them off on the way out the door. I've got it integrated with the Nest and this, if this and that app, yeah, I've sort of integrated it with OK Google as well, but it doesn't seem to work at all. But anyway, that might just be me. But yeah, overall, great app, great bulbs, great for messing about with. Yeah, and you can control them to your heart's content. But as I say, it's the whites that are really the thing for me, and that's what I really like about them. So anyway, give one a bash. I think you'll have fun with it. And I hope this helps you in some form or fashion. Just wanted to quickly mention, as with all things technology, these bulbs are great when they work. Sometimes they can be a wee bit glitchy and their connection to the Wi-Fi is a bit patchy sometimes, and when that happens they are a pain in the neck. But it doesn't happen that often, and usually it happens when you need them to work, like when I'm making this video for instance. All of a sudden the bulb, I couldn't connect it to the Wi-Fi, or it would connect a couple of times and then stop working. It's never done that before, and it's only been when I was like trying to make this film, under time pressure of course. So anyway, it didn't quite work according to plan, but you do have problems with them. They're not perfect, but you know, when they work they're great, they're fantastic. Okay, thought I would add that in. Okay, so I've set this up, I've put the bulb in the lamp, and I'm going to try and show you. I'm going to use the iPad as the controller, and you can see here this is my dining room bulb, and I've got the living room bulb. So basically I'm going to just switch it on. That worked well. Let's try that again, shall we? As you can see, there is a few glitches. Sometimes it doesn't work. It can be annoying. Right, let's try that again. I've got the two bulbs, sorry, dining room, living room one. I don't know how in focus that is. It's really hard to do this so that you can see both. I don't know how the camera is going to react. So we'll switch that on. As you can see, it's a very sort of orangey light. It's sort of the way I like it. But if you go here, you can see this is like the white wheel. So you can choose a nice white light. It should not change at all. Brightness up. It's up with that, man. Stop. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you this. Here's the app. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there. You can see my dining room and living room app are there. I'm going to try and just power this light up. So it should bar sake. For some reason this doesn't want to work at all. And on. See how good these are? I'm trying to tell you how good they are, and this has stopped working. Dining room works alright, that's doing fine, that's going on and off, no problem. This one, not so much.